Hi, I'm Sarah from the Enthusiast blog, and today I'm here with Elijah Woods and Jamie Fine. How are you guys?
We're excited to be here.
Awesome. I'm excited to have you with me.
Yeah, we're stoked.
So, you're nominated for 2 Junos, Group of the Year and Pop Album of the Year. How are you feeling?
It's pretty epic. I think for us, the Junos, especially like last year, getting the 2 nominations for other categories, that really stopped us in our tracks. There's very few things that like make us stop time and be like, whoa, what's happening? And then this year, we were like over the moon about the categories that we were nominated in, and we're just really honored to be kind of alongside people that we were nominated with, because we look up to them a lot, and you know, especially in the music industry.
Yeah, especially from Breakthrough Artist of the Year.
Yeah. Wow, you put it. That's great.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody said that. That's great. Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's a good transition.
Yeah.
You've been releasing music for 4 years now. Do you ever have those moments where your ideas don't line up?
Oh yeah,
That's a great question. Great.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Kind of for the first little bit where we were sort of like establishing our vision, I think we came together on a lot of things. We made like a lot of like artistic compromises that ultimately came together to be this one product. And now as Jamie and I are like writing together or writing separately, we kind of come to each other like sort of on our best ideas, because we think like what we're creating is so special and so I guess important to the both of us. We only want to present the best stuff, which is really interesting. Like it's an interesting like transition from writing everything together versus being like, hey, like I'm gonna filter all this before it comes to both of us. So it's super interesting, like as artists individually and as artists together. So.
And when your ideas don't line up, how do you resolve that?
These are great questions. We're being tested mentally right now.
Is this therapy?
Yeah, this is literally a therapy session. Great question. I think that one of the things that we strive to do is when an idea seems forced, we need to take a step back from it. And one of the things that Elijah and I are great at is when we come up with an idea and it flows perfectly, we kind of know it's meant to be. When we're struggling with it and we're bumping heads about it creatively, we know it's like time to take a step back. And often enough, like there's tons of ideas that like are sitting in our Dropbox folder being like, you know what, we'll come back to this when we're ready. Yeah, way too many. More incomplete obviously than complete. But that's important for an artist, especially given the fact that Elijah and I write all of our own stuff and it comes from us, you know, solely for the most part. You know, it's important to kind of step back and be like, okay, like we'll come back to this when we're meant to come back to it. Like there's no shortage on writing. We're so creative that like there's no pressure in that way.
I think the creative friction ultimately creates the best possible music too. Like I think it's important to like come together and create something super easily. Like we just wrote a song in LA a little while ago called Sell Out. We got together and it was 20 minutes top to bottom. The song feels super real. It's one of the most important songs we ever have. And then something like our new single coming out on March 6th, Want You Back, was this. We got like I wrote the instrumental on the plane and then sent it to Jamie, and she was like, oh, I kind of have this idea from the top line. And it was just like one of those creative processes that I think that friction creates ultimately a better song. So we're just trying to exploit that as much as possible.
Cool. Your album, 847, is called 847, obviously. Is it like an important time to you guys, or did you just come up with it randomly?
So basically the most important song, long story short, the most important song that we've ever written, I think, thus far is called 848. And it was one of those songs I was at home, and Elijah kind of walked in. I was living with my ex at the time, and he could like feel the friction. And he was like, I'm gonna take her to go get some dinner. And I got really drunk by myself. And I needed like an outlet, and I felt like I couldn't write, and I just didn't know how to get it out of me. And I sat down on my piano and I tapped my phone, and it was 848, and the song's called 848. And I came up with 4 really crappy piano chords, and Elijah came back and he was like, those are crap, and came up with 4 new ones. And the song just fell out, and it was one of those meant to be. And what we wanted to do is kind of have a body of work that was like the second before that comes out, like the second before one of the biggest moments for us in terms of writing and our connection and our relationship. So that's why we went with 847.
Awesome. Didn't you audition with that on the launch?
We did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we performed that like a version that was like 30 BPM too slow.
Yeah, a little too slow. Yeah.
A little too slow. We got a little bit dramatic.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we did that in our audition round, and everyone seemed to like it. It sucks that it's not out yet, but we're just kind of waiting for the right time. It's one of those songs that I think is it's super timeless, but it's super emotional. So it's one of those things that like putting it out at the wrong time might be the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. And Love Strong. There's a cool like little beat at the end that finishes it off. Was that always your idea to do that?
Nope. No, that's like as honest as I could be. Like literally, our manager was like, "Oh, we should have the album like play continuously," and then we're like, "Oh shit, all right, we should arrange this." Sorry, I don't know if I can swear.
Yeah.
But we should arrange this in like kind of a chronological order, and then we were listening to the whole thing, and we were like, "All right, these songs don't really transition into each other." So we took Love Strong and Meditate, and like I think it was the day before I handed it for mastering. We were like, all right, let's write this instrumental. And I knew
Elijah wrote
mix
the instrumental. I can't produce to say
yeah, I took Jamie's voice and I chopped it
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So like she pretty much wrote it.
Thanks for including me in that, but that's not what happened.
But yeah, it was one of those things that just kind of fell out last minute, and we were like, all right, cool, this is very cool. Yeah.
And I have to say, the way each song transitions into each other is so cool.
Amazing.
It's the first thing I noticed of the album.
Amazing. Yeah, we wanted to create like a continuous listening experience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that I came across.
And you started up your vlog channel again this summer. You guys played tennis, made homemade mac and cheese.
Yeah.
What else are you gonna do
I
next?
love that you did this.
Yeah.
Homemade mac and cheese because one
Mine
of us
was
made homemade.
extravagant.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the last part of that question?
What are you guys gonna do next? Do you have any ideas?
I think, you know what's funny, Elijah and I make fun of ourselves all the time because we go through really intense phases of things and we'll like put everything
We're gonna buy a
into
camera.
it.
We're gonna buy
We're gonna do it,
stuff.
and it'll last like a month and we'll be like, wow, we're over that. Like, go on to the next thing. I think that's what's kind of nice about it is that like Elijah and I like we'll take something and we'll run with it and we'll have fun with it until we're not having fun anymore, and then we'll move on to the next thing that makes us have fun. And I think obviously at some points we like get insecure about that, but then we kind of realize like it's kind of like why, like we just want to have fun, like we want to have a good time, and like vlogs are kind of one of those things where like we had so much fun making them and doing them, and we would laugh so hard, and like when we have the ambition to do it again, we'll do it again. We just don't want to like, we're two people that have never been, this might be a negative thing, but we're two people who have never been like, we're gonna do this at this time every single week for the next X amount of time. We just do what makes us happy and go from there.
Look what we're doing. It's just like the most random thing in the world. It's like you're gonna produce music and then put it out in the world, and
Yeah.
then just be like, all right, you're gonna perform it here and there. Like,
Yeah,
we
it
learn our
doesn't make
schedule
sense.
the day before, so we can't schedule vlogs the same way. So
Yeah.
we're just trying to take that approach.
That makes sense though. And last question, you released 3 songs this year. I'm Yours, Taste, and
White Rice.
Right?
White
White Rice, that's the one. I'm very impressed you got the first two.
Yeah.
what's next? An album maybe?
Trying to be exclusive here. Yeah.
So yeah, those songs were very much just like we want to put something out this summer. We've just been to LA, wrote a bunch of like material. We're just kind of like, all right, we want to put something out, show people inside of us. And I think next March 6th we have a new single coming out. I don't know if we can say the title, but you get it. It's Want You Back.
Yeah.
It's called Want You Back, and it's like a super energetic, confetti feeling, big room feel song. And we really want to kind of give people what they felt with Ain't Easy, something like this big, large room feel, something anthemic. So that song's coming out March 6th, and then after that, we're just kind of taking song by song. It's like I think that's just the approach we're taking in our life. We're very much like we have things that we can plan out, and like everybody on the label end wants to plan things out, and we're just kind of like, all right, we're gonna roll with it, and see what the music comes, and like we're just very opportunistic people. So.
Awesome. You can catch Elijah Woods and Jamie Fine on all streaming platforms. New song coming out
That's
March
what we
6th.
need. Finger guns.
Finger guns.
For sure.
I'm Sarah. This is Elijah Woods and Jamie Fine. See you next time.
You're perfect.